Good morning.
Hi,
How are you?
muted.
Okay, hi Val. I think Anne was there, but did we lose her? Maybe not. Okay, we're getting the party going. Make sure you have your little band because we're going to use it to do clamshells, and then light, medium, and heavy weights. Take a nice big deep breath. You're going to fold halfway down, take your arms by your side. Try to get your body parallel to the floor. And don't let your belly do its thing. You got to pull it in. Because you know it wants to do its thing. Halfway down. Nice little stretch for the back of the legs. Reach your arms nice and wide so you're kind of making like a Y. Then fold halfway down again. Keep your spine nice and long. And do it one more time. Now you're going to come up and just corkscrew the hands. So rotate forward and back with your palms, trying to pull them as far back as you can, really crowding out the chest. Now bring the arms parallel to the floor, palms up, and then rotate the palms all the way to face the back of the room. And just do that a few times. Nice. Okay. Both arms down. Right arm comes up. Let the hip go out a little bit and reach it for the ceiling. Reach the arm straight up. And then come back down. And do the same thing again on the same side. Hip goes out, arm goes straight up. So you should feel a nice little stretch right over that hip. One more time. Okay, other side. Hip out, arm up. Reach, reach, reach. And let it go. And again. And again, one more time. And now we're going to warm up the upper back. So arms out in front, palms face each other. Make a fist, thumbs up, pull back, squeeze. Now, it's not just pulling them back, but it's squeezing the elbows towards each other. And then come back forward. And let's just do that a few times. So really try to press them in towards each other. When you do that, you feel that nice little pinch between the shoulder blades. One more time. Nice. Now hold them out and let the palms face up and then sweep them out to the side. And try to push them as far back as you can. There's Anne. Good morning, Anne. And then bring them forward. Let the palms touch and then sweep back. Really try to make those arms as long as you can. Now, when you come forward this time, push your shoulders forward so they're really kind of stretching out the back of the arm here. And then pull the shoulders back and open up the arms. And let's do that again. Bring the palms together, reach the fingertips, come out of those shoulder sockets, push backwards, and then open. And do that one more time. Together, push, back, and then just shake it out and relax. Take a nice big deep breath. You should be all the way to the back of the mat. And then come all the way down nice and slow, let the head go. You're just looking through your knees. Now we're going to inhale and extend to a flat back. Try to drift your hips backwards so you're weighting into the back of the feet. And try to straighten out your legs. Now I want you to fold down as far as you can so you're unweighting the torso. Now inhale, extend. Spine is nice and long. Drift those hips back. And then fold back down. And do that again. Inhale, lift, look up. Drift backwards. Now drift forward into your toes. Put your palms down and take baby steps with your hands, with your legs straight if you can. Walk out to plank. Once you're in plank, pull back to a down dog.
Drive both your heels to the floor. Come forward. And just kind of oscillate between the 2 points and find your breath here. So inhale, exhale as you pull through. Inhale as you come forward. Really try to get a good stretch into your calves. So when you pull back, really try to dig them down into the mat. When you're pulling forward, make sure you're not dropping the face. I want you to keep your neck long. Okay, from your plank position, pick up your left leg, keep your shoulders over the wrists, and then switch to the right. Keep your belly in. And just keep oscillating between the 2. Lifting. Leg is nice and straight, and then lowering down. Do a few more. Nice. Now, baby steps all the way back with the hands. You're going to meet in a full forward fold. Inhale, extend flat back. Reverse swan dive all the way back up. Flip the palms, reach for the ceiling. And relax. Okay, that's your warm up. So, I have allergies, so I apologize if I'm going to be sniffling. Pick up the heaviest weights you have. We're going to start with our feet hip width apart and just give me some deadlifts. So spine long, if you watch me from the side, I'm not rounding the back. I'm just lowering and lifting. Nothing crazy. Butt pushes back. Weight into your heels. And hopefully you've picked the heaviest weights in your pile. And just keep going up and down. Kind of like 3 counts down, 3, 2, 1, and come up at whatever pace you like. But I like to at least get 3 counts in on the descent. No weight in the front of the feet. This is all about the posterior muscle chain. And really to get into these hammies and glutes, you need to have heavy weights, right? Or you need to do a lot of repetitions. Or both. Okay, we got about 8 more here for you. When you're coming up, you really want to make sure you're tightening up your glutes as best you can. And it's all about working as big of a range as you can. So much of our bodies are dominant in the front. So your quads are usually stronger than your hammies and glutes. And that's why I like to work them a lot. Okay, 2 more. We're probably close to 8. Who knows? Who really cares as long as you're feeling it, right? Okay. Put them down. We're going to work triceps. So we're going to do 5 squats and 5 kickbacks. So I would normally be holding 10s, but I don't have my 10s. So you might be able to do kickbacks with the heaviest weights that you have, I'm not sure. But the kickback, you have a slight forward lean. You start with your elbows up, kick back to a straight arm and pull back in, keeping the elbows up. So let's do 5 of these. Keep your chest proud. And your legs almost straight, but not locked out. Now 5 squats. These are little weights for squats, but we're just really warming up the quads with them. Okay, come back, get those elbows up again, lean forward, kick it back 5 times. Make sure you're really getting the arm to go straight. Now I want you to step your left foot forward, get up on the toes on the back foot. Now give me that forward lean, get your elbows up, 5 kickbacks. Come back up with the torso, step back, switch feet. Now you're up nice and high on that left foot. Give me a nice big lean in. Let's get the elbows up, 5 kickbacks. Okay, put those weights down. Just gonna turn on my AC a little. Okay, go heavy. Back to your heavy. We're gonna do those same 5 squats with the heaviest weights in your pile. So feet hip width. Come on down. And back up, just 5 times. Give me 5 curls with your right arm. Nice, 5 with the left. Come back after this 5th one and give me those 5 squats again. Shoulder your weights, 5 presses with your right arm. Keep your neck long and your chin up. Okay, now switch. Nice, come back to those 5 squats. Butt pushes back. Keep your face up. Oh, she's so demanding. Back to your shoulders. We're going to alternate this time. 2, 3, 4, 5. We did it. Come back and give me 5 squats. We're going to move on. Nice. Okay. Put them down. Oh, I'm going to get a tissue. All of our trees are blowing. Making me crazy. Okay, here we go. Back on the floor. Move your weights out of the way. So they're not too close to your mat. You're going to grab your band. We're going to do some buttocks work. So here's the drill. Get the band above the knees. You're going to turn onto your right side. So I'm going to start out up on my elbow, my forearm. So I'm not lying down completely, but you can choose whatever you feel best doing. You're going to keep your feet stacked. Got a nice little bend in the knee. You're going to lift that left knee up. It's a clamshell. You keep your heels together and lower back down. And this top hip, you don't want it to move backwards. So 3 counts on the way up, 3 counts on the way down. So we're not going fast. This is really good hip and glute strengthening. So up for 3, down for 3. Now, I'm gonna you can take a towel under your hip if you feel it, or you can lie all the way down. Little less pressure on that hip that's on the floor. But make sure you're still not letting that hip roll backwards. You really want to keep these hips stacked. Even if it limits your range, that's okay. You just want to work it as best you can. So if you're lying all the way down, it's nice to extend that arm all the way out and just rest your head on it. When we finish, we're going to do about 8 more slow repetitions, and then we're going to do a little pulse at the top. Hopefully you're feeling this in that hip and glute. I know I am. Okay, hold it up. Don't let the hip roll backwards. Do a little lift and lower. Should feel a lot of burning. Hopefully you selected your hardest band. You have 5. Or when we finish this in 3 counts, you're going to hold it up. 2. Now just hold it as high as you can. Hold, 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 and breathe. And then release it. So the idea is you want to almost get to failure. Okay. Sit yourself up, spread your legs out, keep the band, don't take it off. Spread your heels to the corner of the mat. You want to move all that muscle out of the way so you have a good connection and you're sitting nice and tall. You're going to walk it forward. Put your forearms on the floor, let your head go. You're rounding your back. It's a nice little stretch for your low back before we switch over to the other side. Okay, walk it back up. Same thing, opposite side. So you're on your left hip. Stack your feet. I like to start on my forearm because I really want to make sure my form is correct. I've got this top hip completely over the bottom one. So they're nice and stacked. Open up, lower down. Lots of control going on here. No swinging, no momentum. Your feet stay connected. Release your heels. And you're trying to lift that right knee up as high as you can. This is always about range of motion. I'm going to lie it all the way down, extending my arm out, resting my head on the arm. Just be mindful to really keep getting that same range without letting that hip roll towards the right side of your room. Got to keep it right over the left. We really want to target that glute. This is really good rehab for the butt and actually the core too, right? Butt is part of your core. Keep going. You have about 8 more. Then we add the pulse, then we add the hold. Then you say you love me. Just kidding. This is not an exercise that you're probably saying, I want to do this all day long because it's hard. You're really going slow and connecting. It's a lot of work to get that leg up. Okay, here we go. 2 more, and then we hold it up and we pulse. We want to try to take this to complete failure. So add your little pulse in with your knee up. Now just hold. Hold it as high as you can. And release it. Oh my goodness. Okay, on your back with your head down and your legs bent. You haven't touched the band. I want you to give me a pelvic tilt. So roll your pelvis up so you feel your back against the floor. Now walk those feet together. So your heels and toes are together. Just open out the band. Push it up a little higher. If it's slid down, it should be just above the knee. Push it out and hold and give me a little pulse. So you're just simultaneously working both together. Out and in, small move. This is really just a little warm up for when we take the band right above our ankles and our legs up straight. Keep that pelvic tilt so you're working that belly down. That's the look you're going for. Flat tummy. Okay, bring the legs up off the floor, get them nice and straight, heels over hips, maybe a little bit in front. Please press your belly down. Now open out nice and, actually, sorry, put the band above your ankles. I knew that felt way too easy. And then open out wide. And then close on 3 counts. So you release the band completely, just don't let it fall. Open back out, hold. Close it on 3. So it's very slow and deliberate. So we're going to do a total of 8, then we're going to pulse, and then we're going to hold. We're obviously going to tire out quicker than had we started with this. Should feel really challenging. Oh my goodness. Okay, take it out, hold. Add your pulse, in an inch, out an inch. Whew. 5 more seconds, then just hold it for a slow 5 count. Just hold. Okay, I had nothing left to give there. Hope you didn't either. Get rid of that horrible band. Rock and roll, back up. Take the heels to the corners of the mat, sit up nice and tall, bring your arms out in front, give me a slow C-curve spine going down. Follow out the belly. We're doing a full body stretch here. Fire up your glutes, take the arms all the way back. Relax here for a few breaths. I want you to point your toes so you get a nice stretch over your shins. It's really important to give the lower legs and feet and ankles some love every now and then, right? Okay, let's bring the arms by our side. Slide your heels all the way in towards your butt, as close as you can get them. Now, pelvic tilt, roll the pelvis forward or down. So you have a big space between your lower back and the floor, and then hollow out the belly. Keep the belly pushing down the whole time we do these pelvic rotations. Now reverse it. Back snugs the floor, hugs the floor, sorry. Roll forward, belly down, and back, belly stays down. Nothing changes with that belly. It's just your pelvis, you're rolling forward and back. So really good abdominal exercise. Who knew? Plus, it's just good to bring movement to all parts of our body, right? Because we sit, sedentary, we drive. Driving is a killer because you're never in a long spine when you're by the wheel. Okay, let's get the arms up. Now, I want you to keep your feet where they are, but keep your knees pushing into each other. So squeeze your knees. Pelvic tilt up. Roll up 1 vertebrae at a time. Keep squeezing your knees while you make this movement happen. Take it back down. Roll up. You're just doing 2 more, so make them great. Keep squeezing as hard as you can. So in our last class, when Val was away,
but joined us, which was amazing. We did a lot of push-ups because I knew she didn't have weights, but today we're going to do chest presses and flies with heavy weights. So extend the legs out. Do a Pilates style sit up to get back up. So lift the head, tuck the chin, hollow out the belly, round up, locate your heavy weights, only to come right back down. So we're going to start out with a chest press. Your feet are hip width apart, but I want you to let the knees touch. Keep your butt down on the floor for right now, but squeeze your knees. Start your presses with the elbows going out to the side and the weights connecting at the top. We're going to do 15 of these, nice and slow. This should be really challenging because you picked heavy weights. Press that low back into the floor and keep squeezing your knees. Make sure the back of the arms are touching the floor every rep. Once you've got to 15, put your weights down, release your knees, sit back up, take your heels to the corners of the mat, round forward for a nice little stretch. Try to get the forearms down, try to walk your hands a little further out. Getting a nice stretch in the hammies too. Okay, back up. So take the same weights you were using, the heavy ones, come back to your chest press position. This time we're going to start with the weights at the top, making an upside down V. So connect them. When you come down, the elbows are going to stay 45 degrees out from the body. So much narrower position while you press 15 times. Keep your wrists nice and neutral. And your neck relaxed. Focus on the chest. Squeeze and blow out your air on the way up. Inhale on the way down. Now squeeze those knees if you haven't already. When you're done your 15 reps, rock and roll back up. Sit up nice and tall. We're going to do another stretch for our hips. I'm going to have you cross your right foot over the left. Walk the body forward. Take your right hand to the inside of that right foot. Let that right elbow touch your shin and draw your head down towards the knees. Come back up, however you get there, doesn't matter. Uncross, go the other way. So now you're going to use your left hand inside that left foot. Draw the torso down, look at your knees. And bring it back up. Come all the way back up to standing. You're going to pick up one heavy weight. So hold it in your right hand. You're going to kickstand the right foot. So that means only 20% or less of your weight on your right
leg. So we're gonna work this left side. You're gonna come down and watch me as I rotate this weight to the outside of my left foot. You'll notice I've got the front of the weight in the same line as my toes, and then I come back up. So you start the turn as you go down. You got most of your weight in that left leg, and then come back up. So you're turning your arm so your palm faces the outside of your left foot. And be mindful to watch out that you're not putting too much weight in the right foot. Now, while you go down, you got to move your hips backwards. So really try to weight into this left heel. We're going to do about 4 more of these. Butt back, descent slow. Come back up at your own pace. I don't care. However you get up. It's going down. I want it to be nice and slow and smooth. Steady. Oh, she wants so much. Yeah, it's good for you. So when you add that little rotation while you go down of your torso, you should feel it on the inner thigh of that left leg. And a whole bunch of other places, but that's what the rotation does, as opposed to just going straight down. Gets more of that leg working. Don't cheat with that right foot. Okay, this is our last one. We're going to switch sides. Shake it out. Switch your hands. Kickstand your left foot. You ready? Here we go. Butt back as you rotate. Make sure that weight, this part of your weight, is not in front of your foot. Should be in line with your foot. Butt goes back. That's also important. Don't cinch or try to grab for balance with your toes. Work the pad of the foot to the heel. That's it. And remember, you can't use that left foot. It's just there for a tiny bit of the weight, hardly anything. Perfectly normal to have one side stronger than the other. I know here I feel a lot more balanced. We all have a good side and a bad side. Okay, let's do 4 more. How awesome is this? Last 2. And last one. So to even this out, we're going to pick up the other weight and we're going to do just regular old deadlifts again. So then we're going to turn them into some rowing. So look at your feet, get them nice and straight. Come on down with your weights and back up. You choose your pace. We're going to do 5, then we're going to do 5 rows. Okay, halfway down with your body, long spine, give me 5 rows. Your elbows are close. Drawing those dumbbells right up to the chest. Keeping your face up. Now come back to 5 deadlifts. Okay, back to 5 rows, come down halfway, give me nice rows with those elbows coming up nice and high. Weights pushing back. 5 deadlifts, one more round of rows, and we're moving on. We're gonna work our hip flexors a little bit. Okay, get these 5 rows in. Oh, thank goodness. I put these bad boys away. Okay. Oh. Grabbing my water. We're gonna sit down on the floor, however you want to get there. No weights. Extend your legs out. Like you were gonna do the Pilates stuff. Get a good connection to the ground. Take your heels to the sides of your mat. And just have your arms out to the side. But this is really important here, so I'll show you the side view. Got a nice long spine. I'm going to lift my right leg, move it in, lift it and move it out. But I'm not doing this to do it, right? This is easy. Sitting up nice and tall where you feel your bones pressing into the floor without losing your posture. Up and up. Okay, so start with your right leg. That's probably your better one. And just keep going up and over, up and out. Nice and tall. So use your 6-pack muscle here to help you, to prevent you from leaning backwards. Now do the same with the opposite leg. You might notice that one is a little weaker than the other. So it's a little harder. But this is working your quadricep and your hip flexor. Out and in. Now, make sure you're not leaning back. I want you to pull your arms forward. Before we have them by your side, I want you to pull them forward so you can see them through your peripheral vision when you're looking straight out. And just have your fingertips on the floor. And now we're going to alternate. So right leg, left leg, right leg, and left. It's the same exercise. Just keep going, but please don't lean back or let your stomach cave. Just a few more. Doesn't take much to get into these hip flexors and quads. Okay. When you feel your back rounding, you know you've done enough. Take it all the way down. We're going to have a few minutes before we carry on to just stretch out that low back. So make a nice little circle with your knees close. And then go the opposite way. Now open your knees nice and wide. Bring them forward. You got your hands on your kneecaps. Bring them forward till your arms are straight. In other words, they couldn't go any more forward if you were still holding on to them. Now pull them together. Bring them into the body. Open them up. Bring them forward. While you do this, you're hollowing out your belly. Straight arm, legs out. Pull them in. It's a nice slow and steady stretch for the inner thighs and your lower back. Now we're going to reverse it. So extend the arms out, hold the knees, open out, hug in. You're just changing the circle. Who says we don't give ourselves any love on Tuesday mornings? One more. Nice. Okay, rock and roll up to a seated position. You're going to come onto your right forearm. We're going to do a side plank with our knees bent. So I like to fold over the end of my mat just so it's a little bit cushier on my elbow. I don't know what kind of surface you're on, but if it's hard, that's a good idea. So you're going to put yourself in the same, this is the exact same position we were in when we were doing the clamshells, except this time you're going to lift your left arm. You're going to come off the hips. You're going to open the knee up towards the ceiling, keeping the feet connected. Turn the knees back to touch, lower your hips, lower the arm. Okay, so we're just going to keep repeating this 10 times. So up, open the knee, close it and lower. Up, lift that knee, get it all the way up as high as you can, and then lower. And just keep repeating. Keep that arm in sync. Lift it as the knee comes up. Just going to help you get your heart rate up a little bit. Little work for the back. Really push those hips as high as you can every time. Okay, other side. We did enough damage on that side. Switch it. Okay. Get into your position. Make sure everything, legs bent, heels touching. Here we go. So lift up, arm comes up, knee lifts up, and you're trying to get those hips as high as you can. Press up, lift that knee, lift those hips up and down, and keep going. This is your last exercise that's challenging. Then we just stretch and say goodbye. So you got to kill it now. No more planks. Lift, push the hips up, lift the knee even higher. You got to make each one of these really special. It's your job. Okay, we have 3 more. Make them great. Whew. Last one. And lower down. Okay. Pilates style it all the way down. Nice and slow. Pulling the belly in. Nice. Take the arms all the way back. This is your stretch time. How good does this feel? Oh, reach the arms back long. Now pull the arms forward. Draw both your knees into the chest. Take them back out. You can slide them along the floor or move them out. Take the arms back. Just do that 2 more times. So you're tucking into a ball, then you're extending out nice and long. Last time. Okay, now we're going to draw that left knee only into the chest. Clasp your fingers around your shin. Here's your ankle love. Give me big circles with the foot. Go the opposite way. Now point and flex. So good for your shins. And your Achilles. Just about everything. Okay. Switch legs. Right one in, hug it close. Give it lots of love. Start circling your foot. Change your direction. Point and flex. Okay, so from here, you're just going to take your right hand, grab it around your big toe, and see if you can straighten that right leg. We did a lot of work for the back of the legs today. So let's try to stretch out this hammy. Pull the toes down towards your face and press your heel upward and then backwards. So you got to get the upward first, and then you work on the backwards. Once it's as far as you're going to go, count to 3. And let it go. Extend it all the way down along the floor. Do the same with the left side. 2 fingers around your left big toe. Try to straighten that leg with the right calf on the floor, right? Toes pressed down to your face. Heel pushes to the ceiling and then backwards. 3, 2, 1. From here, draw your other knee in. Go right into a happy baby, holding on the outsides of the feet with your arms on the inside of the legs. Press your low back down and use your hands to move your knees closer to the floor. Keep the belly hollowing out. Just hold here for 3 more counts. And then we're going to rock and roll up onto our feet. Okay, let it go. Rock and roll up onto your feet. Meet me on your toes, nice and high. Really high on the toes. Great job today, guys. So fun having all 3 of us together. All 4 of us. 3 of you. Okay, full fold. Straighten up the legs. Feel the difference in how close your torso can now get to those legs compared to the first forward fold we did this morning. Okay, you're going to inhale and extend to a flat back. Reverse swan dive all the way back up. Flip your palms, reach for the ceiling. Get nice and long. And I thank you very much for your power and strength. Great job, guys. Woohoo, Anne's back, Val's back.
Hello. Toute la gang.